Welcome to this explainer on the savior of mothers. The year is 1840, and we're jumping straight into a terrifying real-life medical mystery.
Section 1. The Deadly Maternity Ward. Let's set the scene at Vienna General Hospital, which back then was literally the largest maternity facility in the entire world.
But here's the crazy part. Pregnant women actually begged on their knees not to enter the doctor's clinic. They were absolutely terrified. I mean, they preferred giving birth out in the freezing, unsanitary streets over taking a hospital bed. So why the panic? Well, because inside those walls, mothers were dying at a horrifying 20% rate from a mysterious fever.
And here's the bizarre paradox. Right next door, at the midwives' clinic, the death rate was under 2%. Under 2%.
Part 2. A gruesome discovery. Enter Dr. Ignaz Semmelweis, a frantic investigator who is absolutely determined to solve this deadly puzzle.
He desperately tests, well, pretty much everything. Bad air quality, changing delivery positions, even stopping the ringing of death bells in the ward. But nothing works, and the mothers keep dying.
Then, a tragic breakthrough happens. A colleague of his actually dies after a minor scalpel slip during an autopsy.
And that leads to a gruesome realization. The tissue damage in the male doctor who died, it was completely identical to the mother's dying of childbed fever.
Suddenly, Semmelweis connects the dots. Midwives never performed autopsies, but the doctors? They were walking straight from dissecting cadavers right into the delivery rooms, completely unwashed.
They were carrying what he called microscopic cadaverous particles on their bare fingers, bringing them straight to living, breathing mothers. Chilling, right?
So his intervention is aggressive and immediate. He installs chlorine basins and essentially forces every single doctor to scrub their hands until that lingering morgue smell completely vanishes.
And the result? It was an absolute game changer. The mortality rate plummets from 18% down to just 1%, almost overnight. He literally solved it. Section 3. The Tragic Legacy. Now this is where we have to pivot suddenly from a massive triumph to a very dark reality. You see, the medical establishment was just too arrogant to admit they were the ones killing their patients. They completely rejected his findings and mocked his simple hand-washing rule. It's infuriating, honestly. Tragically, Semmelweis was committed to and eventually died in an asylum, way before the world finally admitted he was right all along.
Today, of course, things are different. He's honored globally as the savior of mothers, finally recognized for his misunderstood genius.
Which really leaves us to wonder, why does society so often reject life-saving truths just because they challenge established arrogance?